Good afternoon. I'm Gregoris Kanakis. Uh, I'm living in Greece. I have ID Soccer Company. I'm the owner, and I had a lot of requests about visas in European Union. So we decided to try to explain everyone outside European Union about visas. First of all, I want uh, uh, to explain to you what exactly is European Union, what exactly is a visa, and how you can get a visa and enter European Union. European Union is a group of 27 countries, and it's slightly different than the Schengen area. The 27 countries decided to abolish the borders, and currently we can travel without passport, only with national ID cards, to any of the 27 European Union countries. Some of the countries they didn't enter Schengen area, while some other countries outside European Union enter Schengen area. So there is no need to confuse the European Union and Schengen area is slightly different. For example, Romania, Bulgaria, Cyprus, and Ireland, even if they are European Union countries, they are not in the Schengen area. Also, as of 1st of January of 2023, Croatia is a member of Schengen area, but so you can travel also to or from Croatia to all European Union. Another thing you have to know is that from the day that you will get a resident permit in any of the Schengen area countries, you can move freely at any time until the expiration of your resident permit to any of the European countries, to any of the Schengen area countries. Uh, I will put an asterisk here because there is something that I have to mention about the resident permits. Uh, you can move freely to all these countries, but you cannot work in these countries. And as far as my job, you cannot play football in all these countries. And I will explain later why is this happening. Now, another thing we have to explain is what is a visa. Maybe some countries and some citizens in countries, they are not familiar with visas. Uh, we can accept citizens from other countries in Greece because we have good bilateral relationships with these countries. For example, someone from Canada, someone from Australia, someone from USA can easily come here just with his passport. It is not required to have a visa. Usually, all these citizens can stay here for 3 months in a row or in 90 days every 160 days. When they will stay the 19th day, they have to go back to their countries, wait another 90 days, and then come here again for another 3 months, another 19 days. All these citizens cannot work here. They don't have a visa, a working visa, and a working permit, resident permit. So, if you want to play football or if you want to come here and work, you will need a specific visa. These are special visas, sports visas, work visas. Someone who is a diplomat, for example, he will need a diplomatic passport and diplomatic visa. Or maybe they will allow means you are paying a visit to a country. There is also an electronic visa. Unfortunately, in Schengen area, there is no such thing like an electronic visa. I can get an electronic visa, for example, to go to Zimbabwe, I can get an online visa to go to South Africa as a Greek citizen, but unfortunately, Zimbabweans and South Africans cannot enter Greece. We demand from them to get a visa and enter Greece. Now, there are a lot of visas. We are interested about sports visas, since my job is football management. And I have to explain to you what exactly is this visa and which players can get this type of visa. The easiest, the easiest player who can get a visa is the professional player. The professional player, when he has a contract with a professional club in Greece, he can easily get a visa. He can go to a Greek embassy and apply for visa with his contract. Of course, he will need some other documentation, like uh, apart from his passport, like a flight ticket, medical certificate. Maybe they will ask him the criminal record, and of course the contract of the club. Without the contract of the club, you cannot get a visa for a professional player. Another asterisk here: the contract of the club should be stamped by the Greek Football Federation. So that means that we have a professional transfer. The club agreed with the player to sign a contract. The player signed the contract, validated his signature, and sent the hard copies to the Greek club. The Greek club got these copies, stamped these copies to the Greek Football Federation. They get a protocol number, and then they have to return back to the embassy these contracts. Then the embassy will accept the player with a visa appointment, and then the player can go there and get his visa. Usually it will take 3, 4, 5 days, and this player will get his visa. There is another issue with visas and embassies because the Greek embassy, for example, are not established in any country in the world. Additionally, the Schengen area countries don't have embassies everywhere. So, what we have to do? First of all, you have to ask us or your agent or the club where you can apply and have a visa. Just to give you an example to understand everything. Before 1 month, a Kenyan national team player had a contract with a Portuguese club. The Portuguese club helped the player to get a visa and visit Portugal, where he signed his contract and they followed the procedure for the resident permit. Without the resident permit, the player could not play in Portugal. So he applied for the resident permit, and the Portuguese government gave him, the Ministry of Interior, gave him a temporary resident permit. And with this temporary resident permit, he can play in Portugal. This player played around 20, 25 games, and then, since I have a good relationship with the scouter of this club, the scouter called me. Gregory, I have an issue. This player has to go back to Kenya because they have a friendly game with Iran. He has to travel to Iran and then go back to Kenya again with his national team. But unfortunately, his visa expired and we don't have the permanent resident permit. What we can do? The Greek embassy in Nairobi, in Kenya, is authorized to give visas to all these citizens that they want to visit Portugal. So the Portugal as a country doesn't have an embassy there. I had to call the embassy. I have to send them through email all the documents, all the file of this player, and the player applied to the Greek embassy and got his visa, and he visited Portugal, and he continued playing football. So, if you don't have an embassy of the specific country you want to visit, there is always one embassy from another country in the Schengen area which can help you, and you can apply for a visa there. If you will ask me about the documentation of a visa, the required documents for a visa, then I don't have a universal answer to give you. We are examining every footballer in a different way, so we are taking everything case by case. The information that we would like to have from you is if you are a professional footballer, if you are an amateur footballer, if you have or don't have a professional contract signed by a professional club, your age, you cannot visit any of these countries and get visas and get resident permits. It will be really difficult for someone who is under 18 years old. You can get a visa, but for other purposes, not to come here and play football. There is the FIFA Article 19, which is protecting minors, and first your parents have to relocate at the destination country, and then you will follow your parents. Also, the professional club should and have to provide schooling to the boy or the girl, because you are a minor. You have to go to school. Then they have to provide accommodation, food, and some in some way you have to. Your parents need a job to work and feed you and take care of all your expenses. So it's extremely complicated. Only big clubs can do something like this. Don't ask me to do something like this, because I will deny it. We are not working with minors. So, the professional footballers is something easy. I don't remember in the last 13 years a failure in professional footballers. Sometimes it's not so easy, but we are always succeed in this type of visas. The visas that they can get is visa type C, is a tourist visa. This is the official name is Visa C, short stay visa. It's up to 90 days, but it's enough time for someone to come here and sign a contract with a professional club. So no questions about if you will get your visa or not. Okay, we have 100% success. Another issue, and something very important to know, if you are an amateur footballer or if you are a professional footballer who, due to bad luck or an injury, you turned to amateur football again, and now you want to go again up to professional football. The amateur clubs cannot sign contracts with footballers. They can sign private agreements. They cannot give salaries to the players. It's forbidden. They are amateurs. And they can only provide accommodation and food and transportation within Greece. This is something that concerns all the Schengen area. Okay, no matter if you will go to Italy or you go to France, these are rules, Schengen area rules. So, the first question that I have to ask you is, if you are a professional footballer or an amateur footballer and you are 18 years old. If you are a professional footballer, then I can guarantee you that you will get your visa. Of course, we are talking about direct transfers. A club wants to get you, transfer you in their roster. Okay, there is. I don't think that we have to discuss a lot of things. The big issues and the problems are starting with the amateur footballers. What will happen if an amateur footballer wants to visit the Schengen area? Now we have to ask you more questions. Questions like, for example, questions like, are you really a footballer? Have you ever registered to your football association? If you are not registered, then unfortunately you cannot apply for a visa. If you are registered, you have to get this registration from your football association. The next document has to do with your medical certificate. You have to go to a hospital and get a medical certificate with that you are not positive in some diseases. The hospitals know what to do. Okay. Another issue is the criminal record. If you ever have had a criminal record, unfortunately, the embassy will not accept you. Another issue is the proof that you have the means to support yourself here, which means they will ask you for a bank statement. I understand that a schoolboy or someone who is 18, 19, 20 years old and doesn't have a job, it's almost impossible to have a bank statement. It's not like me, who I'm an entrepreneur and I'm 51 years old. Okay, I understand that. This is where a sponsor comes into the game. You can get a sponsor, no matter if it is your father, your mother, your siblings, or maybe someone who wants to sponsor you. This person has to go to the bank to get a bank statement, which have to be stamped by the manager of the bank, and also to sign a statement where he will say in simple words that he's willing to sponsor you. And you will get these documents and deposit it to the embassy. Now, what is going to happen with the players who don't have a traveling profile? So, for example, you never left your country. It's obvious that in most cases the young players are not don't have a zero traveling profile. What will happen? It will be really difficult to get a visa. The first time, it's really difficult. But the next time, if you will get one visa and you will not violate the visa in any way, the next time you will apply for a visa, it will be much easier and much faster to get this visa. Another issue is the country that you are living. It's very easy to get a visa from Canada and USA, for example, if they need a visa to visit the country, and very difficult to get a visa from Nigeria or Niger or DRC Congo or Ghana or Mali or some African countries, because the embassies here had really bad times with citizens from these countries. They consider all the citizens of these countries as a high immigration risk, which means it will be extremely difficult to get such type of visas. I've tried to get a visa from most of the African countries. I can name some of the countries that I've got visas easily, like Zimbabwe, like South Africa, like Lesotho, also from Morocco, also from Madagascar, Kenya, Uganda, but it was really difficult to get visas from West African countries. Sometimes it's impossible. Sometimes you cannot get the visas. Now, depends on the person and depends on the type of visa that you want to get. As I already told you, right now, the Greek amateur clubs cannot sign amateur footballers with a visa C, the tourist visa, the short stay visa. They will ask you for another type of visa, which is a national visa. It means that you can visit Greece, the nation of Greece. If you want to play in amateur clubs in Italy, I will strongly suggest you to go to an Italian embassy and ask for the documents, the required documents about a national visa for Italy, since you want to go to Italy and play football there. If we are talking about professional footballers, there's no question about what type of visa you will get. You can get any type of visa, and the professional club will offer you a job to play football as a professional footballer, so you have no issues about it. But if you are an amateur player, then unfortunately in some countries it will be impossible to get such visas. I think that I've got only 2 or 3 tourist visas from Ghana, another 3 from Nigeria, around 6 or 7 from DRC Congo, a lot of visas from Zimbabwe, a lot of visas from Kenya, a lot of visas from South Africa, a lot of visas from China, from Japan, a lot of visas from South American countries like Brazil, like Argentina, like Chile. But there are a lot of countries, so I cannot name. I don't even remember how many visas we've got for players. Why I'm saying all this is because most of you, the amateur players, want to come here and have a trial. Okay, I understand that you want to get trial since you don't have a good profile, a professional football profile, or even a decent football profile. But in some countries, I have to deny, and unfortunately, I cannot offer you trials. For example, for someone from Nigeria, Niger, or Ghana, or Mali, or Togo, or Ivory Coast, Senegal, Gambia, unfortunately, I cannot offer you a trial. Probably you will never get a tourist visa. Never. And some of the players got such visas, and sometimes there are players who want to be escorted by a sponsor, by their families, by their brothers, uh, by the manager, the agent, scout, coach, or maybe a club owner. We managed to get with the same documents a short stay visa for all these people, but not for the footballer. So let's say that 3 footballers decided to come here with a coach and the manager. The manager and the coach got the visas, the players didn't. So the 2 persons didn't even travel because there is no meaning to travel here. They want to escort the players, and the players didn't get the visa. We have other solutions about all these players. We will discuss everything later. But first, we have I have to give you to understand that I have to examine your case individually. Okay, I cannot give you universal instructions. I cannot give you universal answers. Yes, no, or you have to do this, and all the players all over the world will get the visas. No, I can't do that. So I will ask you your nationality, If you are living in your country, sometimes, for example, someone from USA might be visit, for example, Qatar, and he wants to get a visa from Qatar and come here. Okay, I need to know where you are residing now that you want to apply for a visa. And I'm going to give you a lot of examples. I had a player from Canada. Canadians don't even require a visa to visit Greece. This player went to Qatar and he wanted to apply for a visa and come here. Why he wanted to apply for a visa? Because he's an amateur player, he wanted to play in an amateur club, so he asked for a national visa. Unfortunately, I informed the player and his father that if you don't have a resident permit in Qatar, you cannot apply for a visa in Qatar. You need the resident permit. You have to go back to your country, in this case, Canada, and apply for a national visa in a Greek embassy in Canada. For example, he went to Quebec. So the player had to go back to Canada, apply for a national visa, and come here. It's completely different and it's too expensive to do something like this. Okay, so first of all, I need you to have a passport. Second, I need you to have to be at least 18 years old. Third, I need you to have a bank statement. Fourth, medical certificate. Fifth, criminal record. Sixth, if you have a property, if someone can guarantee for you, if someone is well known at the embassy, I want the name, I want the phone number of this person, I want to speak with this person. He will help us, he or she will help us a lot. Okay, so we need your connections. If you have other visas in other countries, even if it's not in Schengen area, yes, I want a photo of all these visas because you will help me a lot. This kind of documentation is mandatory. But unfortunately, the embassies can ask you a lot of documents. For example, they asked me for a Nigerian player who came here, certificate of celibacy. I didn't even know what is this, so probably it's some kind of document you can get from the mayor, maybe the Ministry of Interior. I don't know that it lists all your siblings, your brother, your mother, your father. It has a lot of names there. I didn't know that this kind of documentation exists in a country. So, first, when we will ask for an appointment, we have to ask about the list of documents this specific embassy requires from you. And then we will forward this response from the embassy to you. If you are capable to get all these documents, that's fine. We can proceed. But if I will see that your profile is not so good as a footballer, if your profile is not so good in terms of traveling, you don't have visas, and you are in a tough country, like I said, in West African countries, then I have to deny the trial to you, and we're not going to give you visa documents from Greece. If you insist that you can get the visa and that you are sure that through your connections or that through a visa office that help citizens to get visas, that you can get the visa, since we will ask you money to send you all the visa documents from Greece, then if you will pay the expenses here in Greece, I will send you the visa documents. Another thing that you have to know is that from the moment that you will get an answer from the embassy, and this answer is negative, you are going to lose all your money, all the money that you spent. Are you going? Maybe the embassy will ask you, for example, to pay for the flight ticket. You will lose the flight ticket. The money that you gave to us, you will lose this amount of money. the money you gave for example, to extend your passport because it will be expired in next 6 months. You will lose it. If you paid a lawyer to gather all the documents, or if you have to sign and stamp some documents, you will lose this amount of money. Additionally, the 60 euro that you will pay to the embassy are not going. The embassy is not going to refund you. You will lose this amount of money. The money for the medical certificate, for the criminal record, the money for insurance, you will lose everything. And this, especially for some countries, this is devastating. I have to inform you. I have to be very clear with you. I like transparency. And when we are speaking with the families and the footballer in person, we are always mention that there is no kind of refund in such cases. You are not going to lose only the money that you sent to us. You are not. You are going to lose all the money you spent for the visa procedure. Okay, don't remember that, and please don't send me messages or call me after this and you are asking for impossible things. All right, because I don't have just you. I'm receiving tens of messages every day, and I'm receiving around 100 players are applying for visas every year. Okay, I cannot refund all these players because I'm losing the money here in Greece. Saying all of that, if you have some kind of questions and you want me to answer in these questions, just type these questions to the chat, and I will answer you. Okay, let me check someone. Okay, Mr. Emeka, you are from Nigeria, and you are telling me what kind of visa should I do if I'm coming from Nigeria. Okay, as I already told you, I need to know if you are a professional player or an amateur player. If you are an amateur player, I will not suggest you. To apply for a visa C, at least for Greece, because you are not going to get the visa C, the short stay visa. So if you are asking me to come here for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, and with a short stay visa up to 3 months, I'm very negative about it. I'm not going to offer you a trial, firstly. Secondly, I don't suggest you to ask us for visa documents, because the Nigerian embassies, the embassies, the European embassy in Nigeria are one of the toughest in the world, and probably you are not going to get your short stay visa, the visa C, the tourist visa. Okay, what's the solution for you? The solution is extremely expensive due to the huge difference in currency exchange between Naira, your currency, and Euro, my currency. You will need tens of millions of Naira in order to get the visa documents from Greece to travel here. Just to give you an example, the last player paid in total 10,000 euro. If you are not familiar with euro, because these countries, especially the African countries, are familiar with US dollars, it's around 11,000 US dollars. If your father, your mother, your sponsor is going, because they are, just to add a parenthesis here, okay, they are calling me, sponsors, managers, parents, that they are willing to spend some money for these players. And when I get the CV, the football CV of the player, I cannot validate any information there. There are some players who are playing in academies where I cannot find any information from the academy. Usually they are not playing organized football. It's something like between street football and unorganized football, which means that I will gather 10 friends, 20 friends, and we will play some games. Okay, no. The level of football here is I don't know how many levels up. Okay, it's really difficult for you to play if you have such a CV to play here. So I would suggest to your parents and the people who want to sponsor you, if you have such a low profile, it will be much better to spend this amount of money to go to college. Maybe you will be a brilliant lawyer or a doctor or definitely a businessman. Study. Okay, it will be much better. You don't have a lot of chances to come here and play football. If you insist and your families insist that they believe in you, if I could speak with your coach, your academy coach, your club coach, your manager, a scout, and they will convince me that you can play here, and if you will, for example, get some videos from your games for 1 month, then we can discuss it. And of course, if you have the funds to fund yourself and come here, this embassy, the Greek embassy in Nigeria, they will ask us the toughest documents to get your visa. You're not going to come here with a visa C, a tourist visa. You have to get 1 year visa. They will ask me to get an authorization from the Greek Football Federation, and we have to pay about it. They will ask me to get you a resident permit from the moment you will come here. I can get you a resident permit for around in about 2-3 days. It will be easy. It will be a temporary resident permit for 1 year, and then you will get after 1 month you will get a permanent resident permit. This resident permit and this specific type of visa about coaches and sportsmen, footballers, will give you the right to get 1 year visa. And if you're a good player and your club agreed that they want you the next season, the next year, they can easily get you another resident permit, renew the resident permit, the 1 year resident permit, and you will get a 2 year resident permit. After 2 years, hopefully, you will be a professional player. But if you are not a professional player, then this club or another club can get you another renewal for your 2 years resident permit, and you can get 5 years resident permit. And then you can get for 10 years resident permit. Okay, so it's a long procedure, it's a costly procedure, and the embassy also will ask us to pay for your flight ticket and bring you here. They will ask us to give you a guarantee from an amateur Greek club that they will host you, they will accommodate you, they will transfer you within Greece, and they will pay all the expenses. And believe me, if you are going to go to a club anywhere in Europe, an amateur club, and you will ask such things, they will prefer normally to get someone from the local market. You are an unknown player for them. Also, we don't have information about you, about your character, about your habits. We don't have information through videos to see the level of your play. We don't have information about the clubs that you played. You might say that, okay, I played with this club, with that club, in second division, for example, but we cannot validate this information. Sometimes the clubs here deny to register foreign footballers for their reasons. I don't know why. They don't want them. Maybe they had bad experience. So in the past. So I don't know. You have to know that it's not an easy case. Okay. I have to search a lot. I have to find a club that wants a player like you in your position. And then I have to negotiate with the club. It's really difficult for a European club to get a foreign player. Another issue is that they have just 2 positions, 2 spaces for foreign players. If there is a third league club, which is national amateur here in Greece, they have 3. They prefer someone else to bring the player, play for a couple of years, and then the good clubs in semi-professional clubs, in leagues, or in the second division, for example, which is professional here in Greece, they will come and get you. But usually they are not willing to take the risk. So I have to take the risk. Why you are paying such amounts like 11,000 USD? Because sometimes these amateur clubs might not pay you. It happens sometimes. Okay, they bankrupt, or they are going to relegate, and they are trying to minimize the expenses, to cut off the expenses. So you are a human being, you are a young boy. I cannot leave you stranded. Okay, I have to find you a hotel, an apartment. I have to feed you. I have to take care of you. You are a young boy. So I have to pay from my pocket, from my earnings, everything about you. Maybe I can find you another club. That's fine. Maybe I can find you another club in another country. That's fine. You can easily travel there, and I will arrange with the new club in another country to get you also a resident permit and finalize the process about your football passport, and you can play football in that country. That's fine. But all of these are expenses. Another thing is the taxes. The Greek embassy or other embassies will never accept me to tell them that okay, this player paid us an amount of money, but we didn't give a receipt to him or an invoice. No, it doesn't work like this. Usually the bank, because I will accept only bank transfers. Okay, forget things like Western Union or MoneyGram, or I don't know. I'm hearing now and then some fraudsters, some shadow agents, some bad people asking money through Western Union, such amounts, 10,000, 11,000, 6,000. No. I have a company. I'm working as a businessman. I have my bank accounts, personal bank accounts. I have my company's business accounts. I will issue invoice to your father, for example, because he's also a businessman. He will get the invoice. He will go to the bank and transfer the fund. The bank will never transfer funds without a receipt or without. I have to be very clear with such things. Another thing that Mr. Mecca maybe wants to ask is how about refunds? We're talking about huge amounts. What will happen if I will not get a visa? Okay. Firstly, I want to tell you that I've got all the national visas in that way, even in Nigeria. Okay, all of them. I have 100% success. Nigeria, Kenya, Congo DRC, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, Canada, USA, Australia, China, Japan, Ghana, Senegal, Morocco. Maybe I will accept one player from Algeria next week, and of course I will get also this visa. I can get all the visas, all the national visas, because I'm following the procedure. I'm not doing something illegally. Everything it has to be done in legal way, and you will stay here legally, like a civilized human being with your house, your apartment, your room, your food, your transportation, your club to play football. It will be a great start for you. When I will be done everything, then my son, it's up to you. Are you a good footballer? Now we don't have trials. It has nothing to do with trial. You have your club and you are going to play football there. No trials for you. You are playing football. Are you good enough to play for this club. Stay in this club. Another club will come and get you. Yes. Why? Because you are better for this league. Or maybe at the same league, a much better club, which is maybe they want to promote. They will come and get you with better conditions. Maybe next year, a club from the next league, the better league, will come and get you also. Maybe, hopefully, a professional club will come and get you. This is, of course, our aim. Okay, this is our goal, to turn you professional. Another question. You have a manager, you have an agent, and this agent is putting the money on the table. He's investing in you. Are we going to represent you in professional football? No. We have to ask your agent. We have to discuss with your agent. We are not going to discuss any kind of professional contract with you. We have to go to your agent. Even if you don't want to speak with the agent. For example, maybe you had a fight, or maybe you don't want him to be an agent. I have to go to him. He is the person that brought you here. If you have a coach that invests on you, I have to go to your coach. If your parents invested on you, I have to call your parents. I have to discuss everything with your parents. If they agree with us and we want to make you an offer to represent you in professional football, then we have to ask their permission first. If they agree, we will come to you. When I will give you the private agreement between me and you, then we have to send the private agreement to these people. If they agree with the private agreement, then we will move forward and sign the private agreement, and we hopefully will represent you. So we're not going to the back of the people that are bringing players to us. No, I never did that, and I really don't want to do something like this. Okay. Now, another thing about the refunds, again, another question. Why you are not refund us partially? Okay, that's a good question. Okay, maybe you cannot refund us the full amount. I think that everybody understands why we're not refunding the full amount, because we have already paid something. The question is a little bit strange, awkward. After 13 years, I figured out that all the players want to be professionals, but they are not committed in this goal. If all these players, parents, families, agents, they don't have something to lose, then somehow, magically, they are relaxing. I don't know why they feel so safe in football. The football industry has nothing to do with relaxing. It's changing every day, every month, every year. Okay. I tried to do that, to partially refund some players and some families, and I've got in trouble with other families. Players who came, for example, the last player who came from Nigeria, he came here, he played 1 week. I think that he had training with my club for 6 days. And then suddenly he disappeared. He didn't come to the training. So I called his parents, I called his coach. Okay, this guy is not a footballer. Footballers are training every day, every single day. And they are resting the day after the game. So if I will not push you, if I will not press you, and you feel relaxed, then one document will be missing from your visa application, another other document from your resident permit, another other document from your football passport. Football is not working like this. And another thing is that I'm giving you guarantees that you will get your visa, you will get your resident permit, and you will get your club. You will play football. There will be no trials. Guarantees means a lot of effort from my side, a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of risk. Don't forget that you don't have a professional profile. I'm risking much more things than you. Maybe you will risk your money, and I will risk my money and my reputation. Imagine what will happen if I can guarantee you the visa and you will not come. What will happen with the club? The club is expecting a player. How many times can I do something like this? The clubs will start complaining here. Gregory, you don't have good players. We don't want players from you. Gregory, you are promising, you are guaranteeing that you will get the visa, you will get the resident permit, you will get the football passport of the player, but we cannot see the player. The player is back to his country, not here. What is happening? So we are risking a lot of things, not just money and time. Okay, it's really difficult for us to make such agreements. That's why before all these visas, the visa applications, before all these transactions, because before all this documentation, we have to evaluate you, and we have to accept you as a player, even if it is for a trial, even if it is for a visa D, and you will come here guaranteed and you will play football. There are a lot of things. Other questions that I have from footballers have to do with let me see the questions first. Oh, you have a lot of questions. Okay, Mr. Effiong, good day. You are asking that about the documents that you need to process the visa. I want to know if you are the ones that will pay for the visa fee. Mr. Good day, I don't have the information about you. I think that first we have to discuss it. First, you have to send me some documents that I will ask from you, and then I will advise you what type of visa you can get from your country, and I have to examine every case separately. Okay, I cannot give you such an answer. Another player says that I'm an amateur player, 24 years old. Please, is there any possibility of getting a professional or amateur club in Greece? It's the same question. It's the same answer. I will need a lot of information about you. Just to get prepared yourself, what we are asking. First of all, you have to be a holder of international passport. Without passport, you cannot travel. If you will like to come here for 1 year, then your passport should expire at least after 1.5 years. Add 6 months from the expiration date of your contract. Then we would like to have your CV. Be careful with your CV. What we need in the CV? We need your past clubs. Next to the name of the club, we need the division you played. We need the games that you play. We need, if you are an attacker, for example, a goal scorer, we need the number of goals or number of assists. Give us an idea about yourself. Okay, don't try to lie to us. Okay, you are lying to yourself, not to me. Even if you will trick me and you will come here, some people will lose their money and time, and you will lose your future. You will go easily to another country, maybe with a level of football lower than Greece, or maybe you are much better and you have to go to another country with a level higher than Greece, and you are losing your time here. Okay, so probably you are between the age of 18 and 25, 27, I don't know, and you are losing your best years. These years will not come again. Okay, don't lie to yourself. Give us as much information as we can. Another issue we have with all these CVs is, for example, with players that they are tall, 180 centimeters, and their weight is 54 or 60 kilos. If you want to play football, I have to let you know that we need athletes. It's the first thing. If you don't have an athletic body, don't come here. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your future. Don't waste your life. There's no need to come here. Please. And I will lose also a lot of things. Players are coming here and they are spending, for example, 10,000 US dollars. They have, I don't know, they have, when I'm asking questions, they have excuses in the tip of their mouth. You have 11,000 euro, US dollars, but you don't have the money to buy a camera and put the camera there in the pitch and pay someone, I don't know how much money in your country, and record yourself, not the game, yourself. And then pay another one guy who will cut off all these touches you have with the ball, all these movements you are doing, and you will build a highlight of maybe 10 minutes in each game. And after 10 games, stop paying everyone and give me these videos. Why I'm saying something like this? Because your competitors, the boys here in Greece and in Europe, they have such things. The other boys, your teammates, are your competitors in football. If I have a lot of information through videos from them, I don't think that the club will risk to get you. So try to get everything from your country. If you are not ready for this, do it the next year. Don't come here just with a document with your profile saying stupid things there. Another player, for example, sent me his CV and in the date of birth, he wrote 31 of February. Okay, what can I say to this player? 31 of February? Really? Another player went to the embassy and the birth date in the passport was different than the birth date in the birth certificate. I have to fight with my embassy and convince them that there is some kind of mistake in the Ministry of Interiors, in the hospital, in the passport administration. I don't know. Okay, so he took him around, he was Nigerian. This guy was a Nigerian. He took him around 70 or 80 days to get a new passport. And when he got this new passport, the new passport had exactly the same days. Okay, I cannot fight with you with such things. No. Be careful with all these things. Okay. Some players, they are playing in academies or they are playing in football clubs. And these football clubs and academies are not registered in their football association. So you will never be registered in the football association as a footballer. How is it possible to go to the embassy and get a sports visa because you are a footballer? You are not a footballer. Yes, I understand that you are playing football. Yes, you are playing football in an academy or in a football club. But these academies and football clubs are not playing organized football. They are not registered to the football association. I can't help you. The player I have here, and he's my assistant, Francisco, he's from the United States. I brought Francisco here with a 1-year visa. He stayed here with me. I found him a club. Now he has a resident permit. He's already almost 1 year here. And when I tried to register him in my football club, he gave me the name of his last club in the United States. It was a college club. And when we sent all the documents to the Greek Football Federation, the Greek Football Federation, through FIFA, through TMS, the transfer matching system, they got in touch with USFF, the United States Football Federation, and they asked the authorization from this football federation about Francisco. We want the authorization for him to play here, and they couldn't find him. Francisco is playing football in the United States, in colleges and in other clubs since 10 years old. He is 30. He's playing 20 years football, and he firstly registered as a footballer here in Greece at the age of 30. What happened? Francisco lost the transfer window. So he had to wait 4 months to play football with his club, unfortunately. Be careful with everything. And before you are going to apply to a Greek embassy, I want you to scan all the documents and send them to me. Send me the documents. I have the experience and I'm paying to some experts here, sports lawyers who are experts in immigration laws, and they can advise me and I can advise you. Don't go to the embassy just like this. We have to get in touch every week. We have to check your documents. I know my documents. I don't know what kind of documents the embassy will ask you, and I don't know what kind of documentation you will provide to the Greek embassy. So I need to know I need to see all the documents, everything, even the bank statements, even, I don't know, maybe the bank statements, they have sensitive information. I don't want to see the balance. Okay, I don't want to see how much money your family have in the bank. No, it's irrelevant with me. Okay, but I want to see if this bank statement is stamped and signed by the manager of the bank. Yes, I want to see that. If the bank statement, for example, is 10 pages, I don't need the 10 pages. The embassy needs the 10 pages, not me. I need the last one. Just take blanco and erase all the information about numbers. Just give me the stamps and from the bank manager and the bank. Okay, that's all. So, you are asking me if you want to have a one-on-one chat in WhatsApp. Yes, I can type you my WhatsApp. There's no problem with that. You can use any of these two WhatsApp numbers. The first number is a WhatsApp number, but is also my Greek number. So sometimes some players are already in Greece and they want to know what to do with their resident permit extension or things like this. Okay, you can direct call me in the first number. The second number is not working, it's just a WhatsApp number. Okay, so if you want to call me, just use the first one. Another question that we have is about, yes, I have a lot of requests how we can reach you, me, for example. I have a website, it's idsecret.com. In the website, you will see a WhatsApp icon on the left corner, if I remember well. You can press the green WhatsApp icon and you will see two numbers. The one is Kanakis Gregory, me. It's the second number in the chat, the WhatsApp number. And the other one is my assistant, Francisco, the player that I was talking about a while ago. You can speak with both of us. Sometimes you want to not to chat, but to call us. All right. Sometimes we have a huge difference in hours. So please, sometimes we are busy, sometimes we are sleeping, sometimes we are eating, sometimes we are with our families. Do you want to speak with us? I have no problem at all. You want to see me in video, especially the African players, because we want to see you if you are real. Okay, I don't know what is this, but okay, I'm on video now. This video will go to YouTube in our channel. I have to send you the channel also. Let me put it there in the chat. All these videos will go there. I will upload all the videos. Yesterday we had a webinar and all the videos of the webinar are there. If you need information, you are going to the YouTube and you can see there. Okay, so some questions like, are you real? Or you are afraid to call me or whatever. If you want a WhatsApp call, that's fine. If you want to see me on video, that's fine. I have no problem. If you want to publish all this information you have in the video call here, in the webinar, and to other players, to other coaches, agents, scouts, whatever, you are free to do that. Okay, I'm not saying different things. I'm saying the last 10 years, I think that I'm saying exactly the same things over and over again. Okay, there's no problem. What I'm asking from you is to book an appointment, for the next day. For example, right now is 8 o'clock, 8 and 10. All right. If you will call me at 11 or 12, probably I will be sleeping. But right now, maybe in Australia, for example, which they are around 8 to 10 hours in front of us, is maybe 6, 8 o'clock in the morning. 12 o'clock midnight. To me, 8 o'clock in the morning in Australia. 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I will not receive a call from Australia. I'm sleeping. But you can chat with me, you can send me your request, I can answer you, but tomorrow maybe I have a busy program and I cannot speak with you. But we can speak in the next 48 hours. I will get back to you, I will send you the hour. Our hour here is East European Time, EEST, and you can convert this hour to your country's hour and we can have a call. Sometimes the managers or coaches, they have offices and they have a computer. They have a video camera, a microphone, and they want to speak with me and they want me to speak to the parents of the boys. No problem at all. We can have a video conference with me and Francisco, because Francisco is a player. He was in United States. Maybe some of you are in United States or Canada or such countries in America. You can, he's speaking much better English than me. He's native American speaker. Also, he was born in Mexico, so he can easily speak Spanish. If you want to speak Spanish, you can speak with Francisco. I can speak with Francisco, and Francisco can translate everything. I have no problem at all. We speak Greek, English, and Spanish. If you want to speak with me and Francisco, yes, we can arrange a call, a conference call. This is something we are doing every day. If you want a video meeting, yes, we can do also that. But at least 24 hours before the meeting, we would like to we have to arrange the hour. That's all I'm asking. Okay, don't be afraid to send us messages. Don't be afraid to ask for meetings, to ask for video calls, voice calls, whatever you want. Okay, just find a really good internet connection. Sometimes people from, especially from Africa, they don't have good internet connections, and the line is breaking, and we cannot communicate. Okay, so just to avoid disappointment, just do all this. But I'm open to everything. Another thing about visas, and that we might have to discuss here, we have around 20 minutes more, it's about scouting. And scouting is directly affecting visas. They are constantly asking me to visit the country and scout players. I don't know what is happening in these countries with scouting, but I can explain you in 5 minutes what is happening here with scouting. A professional club might have a scouter, a head scouter, and he has not just one assistant scouter. He has a lot of scouters. Usually they have PDFs or mobile phones with applications. They are going scouting players here and there in amateur leagues. If they will find something good, in their opinion, because football is sometimes a game of opinion, everybody has one. But if this scout finds something good, he's going to watch the player again and again and again. The scouts are going around half to 1 hour before the game. They want to see the player in warm-up, or maybe they want to chat with the player. They are staying at the game. They are watching only one player, this particular player. They are not watching the game. Sometimes I'm going for scouting and I don't know the result of the game. If you will ask me, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't care. After the game, we might have a chat with the club. We might have a chat with the player. Or if we are incognito, we don't want anyone to know about us, that we are scouting, we are not going to say anything to anyone. We are going to scout players with home games, at away games, at cup games. We are going to scout a player with the last club in the table, the first club in the table, mediocre clubs in the middle table. We want to see the player in all conditions. All conditions. So, you never know who is watching you. Never. If I'm an assistant scout, I will give the report to the head scout. The head scout will try to find videos. And they will put another scout to do video scouting. Then, after usually 6 months, they will decide from the 50 players we scouted, who are the best players. And they will start scouting only these players. For example, 10 of them. Then we are releasing 40 spaces. The assistant scouts will start scouting the next 40 spaces, the 40 footballers, and so on. Then we'll go to the manager of the club, and manager, no, in England, manager is the coach. Okay, I'm talking about, let's say that the technical director of the club, it's a better term. we are going to the technical director, the head scout. Is going to the technical director and discuss about the 10 players. And they are trying to give solutions, at least 2 or 3 players in each position. This is what the head coach asked. The head coach sometimes not always, sometimes, a few times, he might ask a specific player because he knows him. But usually they have a report about what they are looking for in a specific position. They are not putting names. The technical director put names. So when he's discussing with the head coach about the players that they scouted, then they will decide which players' door they are going to knock. This is how the football system, the scouting system works here. If you will ask me to come here, to come there, in your country, and stay 1 week or 10 days, and we are going to scout players, I can come for holidays, not for scouting. No, sorry, I can't. Right now, with the 1-year program, which is really expensive for some countries, I have 3 players from South Africa and 2 players from Zimbabwe. And since South Africa and Zimbabwe are in Africa, and I will take a flight of 3-4 hours to go from one country to the other, when I will gather 5 players, and these players are going to register to this program, I will visit Zimbabwe and South Africa, not for scouting. I will go there for business. This is my job. I have to go there, visit them, and see the parents, see the coaches, see the academies, speak with the players, explain the programs, explaining all these things that I'm explaining right now to you. I have to do it in person. That's the only reason I will visit a country, just to make business. I'm not going to scout someone. No. There is no such thing like scouting for 1 week or trialing a player for 2 days, 3 days, and 5 days. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work like this. And I don't know why all these people are doing such things. I don't have the magical skills to understand if a player in 1 week will play football here, or even worse, he will be a professional player. No. Scouting has to do with minimum 6 months, maximum 1 year. If in the 1 year the player will not develop, the professional club will abandon the case. They are not going to continue scouting the players. If the player is expensive for their pockets, they will abandon the player. No. They are not going to do such things. Now, another thing that they are asking me is about the prices, because some of you are chatting with me. You're not chatting with me because I'm speaking on the camera. You are sending me messages. I cannot give you exact answers. I have to examine the case. And since you are asking me about prices, I have to tell you that even if you have the money to pay and come here, that doesn't mean that I will accept you. No, I'm not going to do that. I have rejected a lot of players. I need to see your profile. I need to speak with you, with your coach, with your parents. It will take 1 week. There's no problem. I will do it through video calls. There's no problem. Conference calls. Just voice calls. I don't care. I will ask a lot of information from you, and then I will decide about the price. One thing I have to tell you is the minimum price. The minimum price that I charge some players is 7,000 euros to bring them here as amateurs to play in amateur clubs. No questions about professional players. I'm not charging the professional players. The professional players are playing in professional clubs. I will transfer them to professional clubs. I will get my percentage, the agreed percentage, when this player moves to the club and sign his new contract. Then I will get paid. What other services I'm offering? I'm offering social media management. I can manage all the accounts of the players in social media. I can build a social media profile of the player. This is really important. I can find sponsors for the player. We have a goalkeeper. He needs gloves. Someone like Macron, for example, like Nike, I don't know, some sports companies, they are willing to cover all the expenses of the equipment of the footballer. It's my job to find him a sponsor. What we are going to do? We are going to travel to see the player. We are going to travel and negotiate the next contract of the player. We are doing a lot of things. Sports management, football management doesn't have to do just with I will have a player who will get 1 million euro and I will go and put a signature in the contract and I will take 10%, 100,000 euro. I wish I could do something like this and it will be really good for me and for the player. But unfortunately, we are spending huge amount of money to support the player. Okay. Maybe I will pay personally. I will invest to a professional player. I will pay his flights. Okay. Maybe the professional footballer feels lonely. Yes. The mental health is something very important in football. Maybe I will sponsor his family and I will get the visas, for example, for his family. I will pay the accommodation, the food, the transportation of his family to bring the family here for a couple of weeks. So the player will feel much more comfortable. He will have much more, his performance will be even better and we will all earn something from this. Okay, yes, we are investing back to the players, but if the players are good footballers, especially if the players are professionals. In amateur football, I don't think that at the end of the season, someone will learn something from amateur leagues, amateur clubs, amateur players. No. There's no money for anyone. If the player is not good and he will stuck in amateur clubs, no. That's why I'm rejecting players. I have to turn you professional. If I will turn you professional, then you, me, the club, and your family will learn a lot of things. Don't think about money only. Okay? We will learn a lot of things. So, we have another 7 minutes. What other questions we have? No, I think that I answered to everyone. Tomorrow is Monday. I will be available from 10 o'clock. If someone of you or someone that you know wants to speak with me, to chat with me, to have a conversation, and with Francisco, my partner, or with someone else, we can have a call, a chat, a conference, whatever you want. Just inform me and send me a text today or tomorrow, and we will arrange a meeting. If you have some other questions, please add them here. I will be very glad to answer. Okay, we don't have other questions. I would like to thank you. We will have another webinar this week. We will speak about amateur contracts, about amateur private agreements. We will combine this information with the visas, and you will see, if you are amateur players, you will see that we are going to publish the exact number of players that we can accept. Currently, I have 7 players, and I can accept around 4, maybe 5 more for June and July. And then I think that maybe we can open some more spaces if there are a lot of players who want to come here, and we will. I will publish all the information next week. Okay. If you want something from me, I'm always available in WhatsApp. If you need specific information about a specific program, you are a professional footballer, you want to know what it takes for us to have a contract, a representation contract, or maybe you need help with your current club, or you need to change the agent, or whatever. Maybe you are an amateur player and you want to come here, you have a weak profile, and you want to try with to come here and have a trial with an amateur or a professional club, depending on your profile. Then also we can give you specific information and specific guidance only about you. If we are going to ask you money for any of our services, then we have to give you an offer specifically for you. If you want to come here and play for one season with 1 year program, then also we will ask a lot of information from you. And when we will gather information, we will evaluate you. And if you are good enough for us, then we will make you an offer. I cannot give you prices or any other information if we will not accept you. There's no meaning on that. I will lose my time, you will lose your time. Okay. That's all for now. Have a good Sunday. Have a good night. And talk to you next week through our next seminar, webinar, or through WhatsApp. Thank you all.